Hi guys, and welcome to a book unhaul. I'm like surrounded by the books here on the floor. I can't like pick this up and do this, but I basically had all my books in like stacks in this room and in boxes for about 3 years. And then like 6 months ago, as you know, I built my bookshelves and got to put my books all on the shelf. So I sat with all these books for about 6 months. And I decided I needed to do a clean out because there's just way too many on my TBR list. And all these books, I'm just like, I just can't handle that many on my TBR list. And then also as well, a lot of these books, I will read them from the library someday if I'm interested in reading them. And maybe I'm not interested in reading them anymore. Some of them came from like, we do like a Friends at the Library trade, but also at the end of the year, they do like a $2 bag book sale. So some of them were just like fillers to like fill up my $2 bag. And it's just, yeah, I'm a lot more, I would say I'm a lot better at collecting books now. But I'm also going to do a separate one. I'm going to do a haul, of course, because I had to make room for new books. And then also I'm going to do a separate one for books I've read on my bookshelf, because there's ones I've read a long time ago I've just decided to like pass on. And then there's ones I've read this year that I'm just not going to keep. So yeah, that'll be a separate one. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you like these kind of videos, hauls and unhauls of books. And let me know if I'm getting rid of, I don't mean to be getting rid of one of your favorites if it is, but it just, we have to be realistic. And, oh, these ones I've read. That needs to go in a different pile. Okay, let's get started. With these books, I think these are library books that I picked up, and I read the inside of them and decided to keep them. I think this is a royal spy mystery, so I think this is like people who don't, I don't know, who clean. So I think there was a third of this one somewhere, but the first one is Reese Brown, The Royal Flush, a royal spy mystery, and Reese Brown, A Royal Pain, a royal spy mysteries. I'm still interested in reading these books, but I really don't need to keep these library collected copies. I'll just check them out from the library and if I do want to eventually read them. These two, Sex with the Queen and Sex with the King, I think these were joke ones that I put in a bag, a $2 bag. So I never really had interest in reading these. I don't know why I kept them for so long. We're gonna get rid of them. These two Nora Roberts were given to me, and I've just never gotten into them. One is The Dark Witch, so it's a trilogy of Nora Roberts, and then book 1. And this one is book 2, Shadow Spell. So I guess this is book 2 of it, maybe. Or maybe this might be a different Nora Roberts. I've never actually read a Nora Roberts, but I've just got so much else to read. I will check them out. Oh, I guess I've read a part of this and didn't go on with it. So I'm going to give those to somebody who really loves Nora Roberts or loves that kind of genre to read. And I know somebody who would really, really like these. So those will be easy to give away. The next one is Under the Tuscan Sun. I know somebody who would also like this, by Frances Mays. I bought this simply because I liked the movie, but realistically, am I going to read something that I've ever seen the movie? Probably not. Well, I would if I was like really excited about it, but I'm not that excited about it. So give that one to a better home. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow by Rip Van Winkle. This and Worthing Ivy. I just bought this for my kids, and one of my daughters read it and wasn't that big into it, so I'm going to pass it on. Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway. I just don't have any interest in reading this, and if I do someday read this classic, then I'll check it out from the library. Everything We Keep by Carrie Lonsell. I don't even remember why I got this one. I probably read the back. Married a Childhood Sweetheart. Her fiance vanishes. I was probably in like a mystery thriller thing and I didn't read it. Bookends by Liz Curtis Higgs. Sounds good, but it's another one, yeah. I'll check it out from the library. This is about like a librarian and archaeologist. This sounds like something I would read, but I'll check it out from the library. I've read Gabrielle Garcia Marquez before, but I just don't know if I'm going to read novellas of his. I read 100, did he write 100 Years of Solitude? I don't remember which one he wrote, but Yeah, he did read 100 Years of Solitude. But I'm more interested in reading Love in the Time of Cholera because I've never read that one. This one is Wednesday's Daughter by Meg Waite Clayton. Probably picked this one up because it was an English cottage book. Once again, I can check it out from the library. This one, Fairy Tales and Folktales of Ireland by W. Yates. I actually read some of these, but this is, again, something I could definitely pick up from the library. Robert Burns, The Scottish Bard. I read some of these as well, and just, meh. Poetry's hit or miss with me. The Art of Fielding by Chad Harbach. I think I started this one and didn't get into it. If I want to get into it again, I will check it out from the library. I think this one is just the second copy. To the Last Man by Jeff Sahar. I don't know how to say his name, but these are really good books. It's just, I have a hardback. The Sympathizer. I heard so many people that, like, couldn't get into this one, and so for me, I'm just gonna move on. I haven't picked it up in, like, the years I've had it. By Viant Tang Nakin. I can't even say that. This one, I tried reading and hated it, and it's Isolde, the Queen of the Western Isle by Rosalind Miles. So I'm going to pass that one on. The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. Have no idea what that was about. The Killer Angels. This is a Civil War one by Michael Sahara. So this is a different guy. But this one, is this the one? I don't have a second copy of this, but I think I read this and didn't like this one as much. Why do I have two of these? Oh no, this is a movie as well that I picked up. Where the Heart Is by Billy Letts. And I've decided, I mean, the movie's good enough. And if I want to read it, I'll check it out. But I don't need to own it. Letters of Abelard and Heloise. I, like, annotated this book and loved it in college. And it was like, it's one of the oldest romances ever written, if not the oldest. And it's really cool and all, but I really don't need to hang on to it. I will never read that again. It's very hard to read. Love in the Time of Cholera by Gabrielle Garcia Marquez. I do want to read this book, but once again, I will check it out. Master and Commander by Patrick O'Brien. I just remember when this book was big, so I think I picked it up, but it's a bit daunting. After Me Comes the Flood by Sarah Perry. No idea what that's about, but somebody will enjoy it. Mary Kay Andrews' The Summer Rentals. I do like to read Mary Kay Andrews, but I usually don't keep them or collect them. And I think I was, like, into her at the time, so I was collecting a few of her books. But I think I have not read Summer Rental. But if I read this, I will definitely check it out from the library. Nanny Diaries. This is another movie one. I thought it'd be a cute rom-com. And maybe I will pick it up later if I absolutely love it. Because some of the rom-coms I do go back and love. The Royal Treatment by Mary Jane Davidson. This one was just simply because I kept putting it on TBRs because I really didn't want to read it. And then I never ended up reading it and it never got put on TBR. So I will check it out. And Ran the Anthem. I'm not sure why I collected that one. Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller. And Little Daughter of Zoya Fun. This one I do really want to read. And I think I put it on, like, my list at the library. Like, I have, like, you can have, like, a wish list. So I can remember to read this someday. But I don't need to keep it. The Little Thing by Beatrice Williams. I read one of hers this year and I don't know. I'm not sure. I think I just collected this because I had heard good things, but I didn't love the other novel. So this one, I will move on to somebody who really wants to read it. Bergdorf Blondes by Plum Skies. I don't remember why I picked this one up. I'm guessing it's a teen read, but it looks cute and somebody will love it. The Futures, a novel by Anne Pitnog. Actually, I do want to read this one still, but once again, it's one I can check out from the library. This one I read 3/4 of. A Long Way Gone by Memoirs of a Boy Soldier by Ishmael Bay. This one is like a really hard-hitting nonfiction. It's not something I'd ever read again. It was hard to read. Like, I wish he had gotten a better writer to write with him. Because it could have been like a phenomenal, impactful story. And it is, but it's hard to read at the same time. You know, if you get what I mean? Kind of. Shelter Me by Juliette Fay. I don't remember why I picked this up. Ooh, her husband dies. It must have been one of those stories. I was in like a sad moment. The Book of Heaven by Patricia Storis. So this was like a book about Eve and like fleeting, and I just think I kept this because of the cover forever, but I really had no interest in reading them. The next ones are all Christina and Lauren, and I love Christina and Lauren, and I read everything they put out. But early on, they wrote really just steamy reads, like really steamy reads, and I've read a few of them now, and I'm just like not that interested in them. So if I ever go back and read their series, I'll check them out from the library, because that's what I ended up doing with those ones. And I only have parts and pieces of these series. I really do love them as writers, but these ones I never got around to. So Beautiful Secret by Christina and Lauren, Wicked Sexy Liar by Christina and Lauren, Dirty Rowdy Thing by Christina and Lauren, Sweet Filthy Boy by Christina and Lauren, and Dark Wild Night by Christina and Lauren. Those ones definitely I might check out from the library one day. Same with this one, The Girl in the Irish Castle. I'm not sure why I collected a library book. If I ever bought this book, I don't know. I wouldn't collect this version of it. This one I do want to read someday by Sanata. How do you say her name? That's a cool name though. It looks like Santa. Montenfleur. Beautiful cover though. No idea what it's really about, if I remember right. The Elegance of the Hedgehog. I think I honestly bought this because of the cover. Oh, Tony Hawk biography that somehow we've collected in our house. Probably my husband. Generation Kill, Devil Dogs Iceman by Evan Wright. I don't think... A Powerhouse of Nonfiction, Marines Recon. I was really into reading like war stories for a while, but for some reason I never picked this one up and it sat there forever, and I've heard mixed reviews, so I might read it, I might not. The Life of Pi. Tried reading this and didn't read it. People loved it. I don't know what's wrong with me, but by Yen Montel. Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. There is one book I've read by him, but I don't know if I'd keep them, so I think I'll just check these out from the library. Outliers and Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. Really good writer though. Nonfiction writer. The Grace Kelly Dress by Brendan Howitz. This one again I got put on so many TBR lists, and if I'm in the mood for this historical dress, I think it's like multiple women who wore this kind of book. If I'm ever in the mood for it, once again, I'll check it out from the library. Same with this, Parlor Games. I love 1920s stories, and I probably just picked this up based on the front cover of it by Marika Biago. Once again, I'll just check it out from the library. The Scent Keeper. I bought this simply because of Reese's Book Club, Erica Bowmaster. I read this and tried to listen to it, and no, I TBR'd it, so, or TBR'd, TBD. I don't know, I put it down. The Runaway Saint by Lisa Sampson. This one is, I do want to read still. So there's that. Adam and Eve. I think I'm just moved on from this one by Michael Grant. It does look cool, but I think it's just a teen read that I'm not really interested in reading anymore. The Road by Cormac McCarthy. I do want to read this some days, but it's just, there's too many books ahead of it. The Nature of Jade by Deb Coletti. It's a teen read I never read, and I'm not that into contemporary teen reads. I just don't read them anymore. The Divine from... I've read some Ann Packer, and I really liked her, but I just don't have interest in reading that one. The Divine from Clausen's Pier. Clausen's Pier? Debbie McCummer, Marion Bright. Debbie McCummer's stories I only get in the mood for every great once in a while. They're like reading a Hallmark movie, if that's like a thing. That's what they're like to me. But yeah, these you can 1000% just check out from the library. You don't need to keep them. And then The Year of the Runaways by Saanjan Sahoda. I do want to read this one, but once again, it's been on my shelves I don't know how many years. When did this come out? I've had it since like the beginning, I feel like. It says 2015. So yeah, and I haven't picked it up. So there are a lot of reads I still do want to read because there's so many good reads in the world. And I do want to, but I just don't need to keep them, and I can give them to people who really would want to read them. And I've got to make different piles for different people. And then the other ones I will donate to the library. So I will see you guys in the next book unhaul or book haul, whichever one you're coming back for. I will see you guys in the next one. See you guys next time. Bye.